Hello and good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to beautiful Salem, Oregon, and South Salem High School. As tonight, actually this afternoon, I knew I'd do that one eventually, the Roseburg Indians will get ready to take on the South Salem Saxons in a South Central Football Conference matchup that was scheduled to be played yesterday and unfortunately got postponed to today. Poor air quality down in Roseburg has given us quite a few changes here today, as Roseburg was scheduled to host the Saxons for homecoming night on Friday night there at Finlay Field in Roseburg. We waited and waited and waited and hoped for good news about the weather, but unfortunately the winds didn't pick up in our direction and blow some of the smoke out. And unfortunately at 7 o'clock, when they kind of gave themselves a deadline to find out what things were looking like, we had not seen any positive movement in the AQI, the air quality index, and that meant that we were not going to be playing last night. The hope was that they would be able to play today down in Roseburg. Unfortunately, this morning at about 8 o'clock, the air quality was still hovering right around the limit. I think it was a little bit below the limit this morning, but not to where you felt comfortable that if the winds changed the wrong way, that things would get real bad real quick there at home in Roseburg. Things a little bit better up here in Salem, so they decided this morning on the side of making sure this game gets played. You would hate to have South Salem come down there with the AQI hovering right around the limit and then suddenly find that you couldn't play down there, and South Salem had made a second trip to Roseburg and had not been able to get a football game in. So they made the safe decision and moved this game here to Salem, where we will play at South Salem High School. First time that I believe that I've ever had the opportunity to be here at South Salem for a sports broadcast. We get an opportunity to add another location to the list of broadcasts in our career here on The Score. So we're getting ready for a 2 o'clock kickoff coming up here in just a little bit. This is your Roseburg Disposal pregame show. You can let them make the run of the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. That's Roseburg Disposal, and you can get that set up for your garbage service today. We'll go ahead and take a quick break. When we come back, we'll continue to look at this matchup. Bit of a ad-libbed pregame show for us here. We spent about an hour on the radio talking about this matchup and talking about homecoming week all last night, and today it's up here, get it done and dirty, and let's get this one underway. So we'll take the quick timeout, and we'll come back with more of the Roseburg Disposal pregame show as we count down to kickoff at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Before we go to the break, I want to remind everybody that we are streaming live online at 541radio.com and on our YouTube channel. Search 1490 The Score on YouTube, and you can find us streaming there. Subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you can stay up to date on all the latest going on with Roseburg High sports throughout this school year. All right, we'll take the 2-minute break. The video stream is presented by the Cow Creek Tribe right here on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Welcome you back here to South Salem High School, where today we are getting ready for Roseburg and South Salem in a special Saturday affair. Poor air quality in Roseburg moving us up north for today's matchup. As we get ready for this, we're taking a quick look at today's matchup between Roseburg and South Salem. Right now, the Saxons coming in at 5-1 in conference. They are 3-1. They are 3-1 in conference, 5-1 overall on the season. Roseburg coming in at 0-5 on the year and 0-4 here in South Central Football Conference play. That's how the Medford Mail Tribune has been referring to it. I like it better than Special District 1, so we're sticking with it. Had some surprising results yesterday in those conference matchups. Grants Pass topping South Medford yesterday. Grants Pass will go to 3-2 on the season. South Medford falls to 3-2 in conference play. So things are going to be a bit jumbled in the middle of the standings. South Salem looking to avoid a loss here today. That would put them at 3-2 in conference play. And that would put them tied with Sprague, who's also 3-2 in conference play. So if South Salem were to fall here today, there would be quite the jumbled mess of 3-2 teams in the conference standings. And that would have Sheldon alone at the top. Sheldon is almost pretty much wrapped up the conference this year. The Sheldon Irish winning last night big against North Medford. Both teams went in 4-0 in conference play, and Sheldon was able to get the victory there. And so Sheldon's alone undefeated on the season and in conference play. North Medford in second at 4-1. South Salem could tie North Medford at 4-1 if they get the win here tonight. And if not, then you'd have a large group of teams at 3-2. So that is a look at kind of what we found out last night with some of those matchups going on for conference teams. You can check out scores of yesterday's high school football games posted online at 541radio.com. We've got those all updated. Some of those scores came in late last night after I had already passed out after broadcasting for an hour waiting to find out if Roseburg would be playing against South Salem. So we've got those all updated here this morning as well. This matchup, this will be the sixth time in school history that these two teams have played. Right now, Roseburg leads that series 4-1. The Tribe has been able to get that. They've actually won 4 straight. The last loss that Roseburg had against South Salem came in 1983. Great year there. It was a 12-8 victory for the Saxons in the first round of the state playoffs. And then since then, Roseburg has won 4 straight against the Saxons. The last time the two teams met was back in 2013. Roseburg won that one 47-21 in that matchup. Roseburg coming in, though, it's been a tough season offensively. I mean, it's just been a tough season all around for this Roseburg team. A lot of injuries has really derailed what they were hoping to have this year. They knew they'd have some young pieces that were going to have to learn quickly. Unfortunately, they've had even more of them as they've lost a lot of guys they were hoping to rely on throughout the season. And so Roseburg comes in averaging 4.6 points a game and 119 yards of total offense. On the other side, for South Salem, the numbers that we had, they were averaging 32.3 points per game and over 450 yards of total offense on the season so far for the Saxons. So they are going to be a team that airs it out, and that's going to test the Roseburg secondary here today. We'll see if Roseburg's offense, another week of practice, another week of working together, can they put together some momentum as they get ready to take on the Saxons here today. We should find out. We're going to go ahead and take our final break here of the pregame show. When we come back, we'll get you ready for kickoff. This is Roseburg High Football on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
Remember the good old days? When you didn't have to make an appointment or wait in line for an hour just to talk to your teller. When businesses were local and gave back to the community. At Cascade Community Credit Union, there are some things will never change. We're the only credit union or bank headquartered in Douglas County, and making our members a priority has always been our priority. For easy and simplified banking, visit CCCU. No appointment, just come on in.
Beautiful day here at the Guido, the most beautiful backdrop in the whole Northwest.
Back here at South Salem High School, they've got the captains out there getting ready for the coin toss. We're going to have to go ahead and skip past our final break of the pregame show here, so we'll save those commercials for a little bit later on in the broadcast. Out there, you've got the captains for the coin toss. Today's game is streaming online at 541radio.com. Thanks to sponsorship from the Cow Creek Tribe. We appreciate them helping out with our coverage of Roseburg High football here throughout this season. The captain's out there at midfield, getting ready to, it doesn't look like they've done the official coin toss just yet. Before we get to the kickoff to the ball game, let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Roseburg football on the Score.
And everybody with the program made it work today so that we can have this varsity game here. So concessions is open.
Want to send out a programming note here for everybody that's tuned in on the radio. We will have coverage of Oregon State football coming up this afternoon, and the Beavers kicking off at 6 o'clock tonight. Pregame was scheduled to start at 4. We'll see exactly when we get to it, but we should be done here at South Salem well before the start of that Oregon State football game. We just may miss a little bit of the start of the pregame show for Oregon State football, but we'll have that for you coming up here after Roseburg football on the Score. It is a beautiful day up here. There is a little bit of a haze off in the distance, but overhead looking at mostly blue skies for us here in Salem. Temperatures are warm. We are looking at 86 degrees right now, expecting to hit a high of 89. We've commented multiple times here today in the booth. It feels as if it's a summer day. This does not feel like the middle of October for us here today. It feels like a summer afternoon on a weekend. There's plenty of people wearing shorts and T-shirts here at the facilities today. The coin toss has been completed. Roseburg's going to receive the opening kick, so they will be moving right to left on your radio dial, and we'll be starting out the ball game with the football as we get ready to kick this one off. A warm day here today. The far grandstands where Roseburg is on the sideline, they are in the sun over on that side. So in the black road jerseys for Roseburg today, captains Kyler Mills, James Coleman, and Jace Wilder heading back to that sideline to get the team set. They're going to be warm over there in their black in the sun. The fans from Roseburg that have made the trip up here, there's only a handful of them over on that side. I think I saw some fans I recognize as Roseburg fans walking by, and they may be wisely choosing to sit on this side, which is the home sideline of the field here at South Salem High School, choosing to sit in the shade on this side of the field. I wouldn't blame them. It's going to be a warm one out there today for these two teams. We're getting ready to go, though, as Roseburg will kick right to left. They're wearing the black jerseys with the orange numbers on the back of the jerseys here today. On the other side, it is the white jerseys for South Salem with the blue and red trim, blue numbers on the front and the back, that powder blue color outlined in red. Roseburg is technically the home team here today in a neutral site field, I guess, as they lose another home game this season. Just brutal this way that things have worked out this year for Roseburg. Kickoff about to get underway. It will be Mueller to kick it deep, And at the 5-yard line, the return man for Roseburg. At the 15, makes one cut. It's Boston Williams. He takes contact at the 25 and is spun forward out to the 29-yard line, where Boston Williams, the senior, will set up Roseburg to start out the ball game. So they will put the football right at the 29. Jace Wilder, the senior quarterback, will head out there to talk to the huddle. He has completed 33% of his passes, not thrown a touchdown yet, 3 interceptions, 116 yards. In the backfield with him will be Nick Parrish to start out this ball game. Parrish, a junior, 6'2", 170, will set up to the right of Wilder in shotgun. He has rushed for 9 times for 41 yards on the season. Roseburg will have 2 backs just to the right of the line. One is Dane St. Clair, spread out wide to the left side here. They give it to Parrish, trying to run over the left side of the line, and not a lot there for him on first down. He'll get across the 30. Nick Parrish will pick up to the 31. He gets 2 yards on first down, and that will make it 2nd down and 8. Up along that front line for Roseburg today, Dylan Bradfield, the junior. Brayson Parker, the sophomore. That's the left side of the line. James Coleman, the center, a senior all-conference selection last year. Kyler Mills at right guard, a senior. And A.J. Baker, a sophomore, at the right tackle position. Again, they set up in a similar formation. Bit of a pistol here. Wilder will pitch and toss to the right side to Parrish, trying to stretch it with some speed. Will not escape the pressure in the backfield. Coming up on the front line for South Salem, they get one of their defensive linemen in the backfield. That is Trevor Goldman that gets in there, a senior, to make the tackle for loss in the backfield. Parrish will lose yardage back to the 26, a loss of 5. And it makes it 3rd down and long for Roseburg. They'll set up with trips to the left side. In the slot will be Caden Austin, Jordan White, the senior, and Dane St. Clair spread out there as well. Parrish in the backfield to the left of Wilder, looking to block. Looking to his right was Wilder. He'll get flushed out of the pocket, looking downfield. Fires just out of the reach of St. Clair, running the out route to the near sideline. Would have been right around the sticks, but I might have come up a little bit short if he had gotten to it. But the throw just too far out in front on the run. Wilder could not connect with the receiver downfield, and it'll be 3rd down and long for Roseburg, a punt unit coming out. The punter for Roseburg, they've kind of mixed back there a little bit. It was Tiger Black to start the season, but his injury has knocked him out of punting for Roseburg. Jacob Michael, I think, is the guy out there to kick this one away. That is correct. It is Michael, the sophomore. He has been averaging 22.4 yards a punt. Gets one away here. It's high, but not very deep, and it will go out short of the 50. They will put that football down at the Roseburg 43-yard line after the punt, and South Salem will get the football for the first time with 10:19 to go in the first quarter, and they will have it in Roseburg territory at the 43. So here comes the offense for South Salem for the first time today. They will run a no huddle, so they'll be moving quick here. It'll be Dashel Smith, the senior quarterback, who has thrown for 1,900 yards already this season. He has 19 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. Dropping back to pass, trips to his right, plenty of time. He's going to go to the end zone, has a man beyond the defense, and it's a touchdown, South Salem. Getting beyond the defense was Jackson Watson, the senior, and it's a 43-yard TD pass to start out the ball game for South Salem. They are on the clock already, or on the board already, with that first play of the ball game. So Smith will find Watson, and the 43-yard pass was right into the arms. They will set up with the swinging gate for the two-point conversion. They're going to try to go for it. Throw to the end zone is good. The two-point try is in. And for South Salem, that was Esteban Mendez finding Tristan Gear for the two-point conversion. It is 8-0 here early on in the first quarter. Let's take a 30-second timeout and come back with more Roseburg football on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be, handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Back to return for the Indians, Boston Williams.
10:13 to go here in the first period. It's already 8-0. One play for the score for South Salem. That drive, 43 yards, took all of 6 seconds off the clock. Kickoff coming away here for South Salem, although they got a player apparently that needs to come out of the ball game. Eli Johnson will head to the sideline. Might have some blood or something, I guess. Or, it's his knee pads. They're going to send him to the sideline because they weren't covering his knees. A point of emphasis for the officials this season. Kickoff away. They will toe punt it to the 9-yard line, picked up by Williams at the 5. He gets to the hash marks on the far side of the field, slips out of one tackle, stays on his feet, and Boston Williams will continue to run hard. He will set up Roseburg at the 31. He's had a couple of returns of about 24 and now 25 yards. He has been able to set up Roseburg in decent field position to start out a couple of drives. But on the last drive, Roseburg 3 and out. We'll try to turn that around here. Today's ball game brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. 1st and 10 for Roseburg, trips to the left side. Parrish remains in the backfield for the Tribe. Pass out into the flats. It's caught by Austin, spun out of the first tackle, but the rest of the defense is quickly there to help clean it up. It'll be a gain of 1 for Caden Austin on the catch. Coming up to make the stop, Parker Williams for South Salem. The pass is good for 1 yard. That'll be the first completion of the day for Wilder. Counting down, 9:35 to go in the first quarter. Ball on the left hash mark as Roseburg moves right to left on your radio dial. Austin will move from the left side of the formation out to the right side. 2 targets that direction for Wilder in shotgun. Tight end is on the right side of the formation. That's Jordan White. Snap goes through the hands of the quarterback. Wilder's going to just try and run with it, but he gets wrapped up, and they will blow him dead. They'll give him forward progress out at the 22 as a snap goes through his hands and just has to try and recover the football more than anything. So that'll be a sack there for South Salem, taking the ball back to the 22. That's a loss of 10.
It's very interesting. It's a little different here today. South Salem's technically the road team, so that's why the chains are on this side.
So it will be 3rd down here. The ball's back at the 22. So it's 3rd down and 19 for the Tribe. Wilder in shotgun with trips to his left. Looking to pass. They're going to try and set up the screen out to Parrish. He catches it. He gets to the sideline. A penalty flag is out as Parrish is knocked into the sideline. Not a lot of extra space along the sideline, into some padding in front of the grandstands here at South Salem. Penalty flag is back at the 28-yard line. Parrish had gotten out to, it looked like beyond the 30, would have made it 4th down and long, but not as long as it was. The penalty flag at the 28, though, and they're walking it off against Roseburg. It's a holding penalty, it looked like. They may decline this one. The spot was out at the 32, so it would be 4th down and 9 if they decline the penalty. And it looks as if that's what they're going to do. Nope, it's 4th down and 10. They gave him the 31. So pass complete to the 31 for Nick Parrish. They wave off the flag because they declined to accept it. That was a pickup of 9 for Parrish out of the backfield. And it'll be 4th down, and Roseburg's leaving the offense out there. They are looking to try and see if they can get the South Salem defense to jump, and now Wilder will back into a deep snap for the punt. And he will get it away. Not a bad kick here. Going deep. The return man couldn't get to it. Letting it roll back to the 15-yard line. Running to his left, out to the far side of the field. He's got Byron Irvin to try and escape. Will not be able to. Irvin brings him down on the tackle on the far side of the field, back inside the 20. And so Roseburg will flip the field. Nice job by Wilder to get the kick away and push South Salem back in their own territory. 8:01 to go here in the first quarter. 8-0. It is South Salem on the board early, but Roseburg looking to try and come out with the defense. And South Salem deep in their territory. Trying to find exactly where they spot the football here. It will be at the 18. And here comes Dashel Smith. One pass, one touchdown, 43-yarder to Jackson Watson for the score on the opening play for the offense for South Salem. They will head out there again. Smith will set up with a man to his right in shotgun, Brady Vogt. They motion him out, and they'll throw it to him in the backfield. He'll get it and just run to the sideline, gets hit hard out of bounds. That is Boston Williams there on the tackle. And I thought that was Vogt, but it was actually Teeny Tolley III, a wide receiver, a senior. He makes the catch. The pass goes out to the 22-yard line. That was a pickup of 4 for Teeny Tolley. In shotgun, empty backfield for Smith. Second down and 6. Looking to pass, has a man open on the near sideline. He goes to him. Caught at the 25. It's going to be short of the first down unless they give him a second motion or his second attempt there after the tackle. They put him at the 27. Is where they're going to spot it. That was a pickup of 5 on the pass to Watson. And so it'll be third down and short. And it looks like Roseburg is going to be the victim on this one, jumping off sides on the blitz by Parrish. And that'll be a first down on the penalty for the Saxons. Roseburg doing a nice job in coverage, limiting the amount of yardage that they were able to get on the first 2 downs. Had him at third down and short and jump offside trying to blitz through. So the football goes out to the 32-yard line. First down, passing on the slant route over the middle. It goes to nobody in particular. 2 receivers in the vicinity. Roseburg was chasing after him, so nobody was able to set up underneath that pass to try and pick it off. An incompletion for Smith. So incompletion will make it second down and 10 here with the clock now stopped at 7:19. Ball at the 32, right hash mark for the Saxons. Trip to the left, 5 targets out there, 2 to the right for Smith. Parrish showing blitz. He's in the middle. No Tyler Reitman today, out for Roseburg in street close. Roseburg does send some pressure. Throw over the middle. It's caught short of the sticks. It'll be third down. The catch is made by Esteban Mendez. The ball goes to the 40-yard line, a pickup of 8. And third down and 2. Looking to pass Smith. Goes on the quick slant route. It goes in and out of the hands. It's picked off by Roseburg. Hodges has it. He's following a blocker. He's trying to get inside the down to the 10. He's at the 5. He's still in bounds as he's taken out at the 3. And Roseburg with an interception returned inside the 5. And the offenses may be in some business here. In and out of the hands for the intended receiver. Popped up in the air, a tip drill for Hodges, who comes away with the pick and returns it all the way down to the 3. And so Roseburg has it with 6:45 to go in the first quarter. And they will have it at the South Salem 3-yard line. So the first turnover of the ball game, Roseburg with it. Looking to try and muscle one in. They've got Caden Eckel in the backfield now. Offset to the right of Wilder in the pistol. Eckel will now move to the left, and he steps up a couple of yards. Hollers out the audible to the left side. 2 targets out that direction. Give it to Eckel. Things open up right side. He's in. Touchdown, Roseburg. And the Tribe is on the board here in the first quarter. They are a 2-point conversion away from trying to tie this up if they go for it. That'll be a 3-yard touchdown run by Caden Eckel. So they will have Jacob Michael, who is 2 for 2 on PATs this season, to come out and kick it. Wilder, the holder. The snapper is James Coleman, and it's all good. Placement down, kick is through, and Roseburg has themselves a ball game here. Down by 1 in the first quarter. It's 8-7. Let's take a 30-second timeout on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
A 3-yard touchdown run by Caden Eckel gets Roseburg on the board in the first quarter. 8-7 your score. Roseburg and South Salem here in Salem today. Today's ball game is brought to you by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone's welcome to shop, and by Good Vibration Solutions for home theater and automotive audio. You can feel it at Good Vibes. It was one play for the score. Both teams have scored touchdowns when they got the ball in enemy territory and scored on the very first play. That one set up by an interception returned by Landon Hodges. And Roseburg trying for an onside kick, and they will not be able to get it. Almost looked like there were some guys offside on the far side of the field anyway. So Roseburg will try to pull off some magic here. They know they're up against it. They tried to pull off a bit of a sneak attack, but Michael's kick, not quite enough. So it'll make it 1st and 10, South Salem. They'll have it at the Roseburg 48-yard line, it looks like. Yep, 48-yard line is where they'll set it up for this South Salem offense. 1-point ball game here with the clock has not run at all. 6:45, that's what it said when Roseburg got the ball before their touchdown, so they haven't run any time off the clock. Looking to pass. Some blitz coming. They set up the screen, but Roseburg covers it well. And coming in to make the stop, it's Hodges after the interception on the last drive by South Salem. That time from the safety position, he reads the screenplay and comes up and fills. He makes the tackle right in the middle. That was on Watson on the catch. So the screenplay is a tackle for loss back to the 50, a loss of 2. Pass out in the flats now, incomplete. And it'll be 3rd down and 12 for South Salem as Roseburg's defense trying to come up with some inspired play. We'll see what they set up for the Saxons facing 3rd and long. Got to get it to the 38-yard line. They do have a back in the backfield with Smith to his left. 2 targets either side. Dropping back, looking to pass, trying to go downfield. Pressure. He steps up in the pocket, throws it away. It's juggled and dropped for the receiver. That was Teeny Tolley that couldn't hang on to it, and it's 4th down and long. And we'll see if South Salem leaves their offense on the field. Roseburg trying to get off the field here with their defense and see if they can find a way to march down and maybe find the end zone and score and take a lead here in the first half. We got 6:14 to go in the first quarter. The incompletion stopping the clock. The punt unit is out for South Salem, and the kick is away. Not a great one over towards the sideline. It will take a very home beneficial bounce. Technically the road team is South Salem, but here at home they get a bounce. That ball rolling inside the 20. You were hoping it rolled out of bounds, but the punter, the quarterback, Dashel Smith, able to get a lucky, nice hop here at home and sets up Roseburg inside their 20-yard line. So the punt by South Salem gives Roseburg the football back with 6:05 to go in the first quarter. Roseburg will have the football at their own 19-yard line. Possession here to try and take the lead for the Tribe. Roseburg will set up with Austin and St. Clair to the left. Eccles in the backfield to the left of Wilder. He will get the snap after a couple of calls. He's going to call his own number as he keeps it, trying to go over the left side of the line. He goes across the 20 to the 22-yard line is where they'll spot him. A pickup of 3 for Jace Wilder.
With 5:50 left in the first quarter.
Makes it 2nd down and 7 for the Tribe. Up along that front line for South Salem on the defensive side, Hatimi Latisi, a junior. He's got 2 sacks and 2 fumble recoveries this year. Levi Wilhite, a senior. Tyler Takamoto, a honorable mention all-league selection last year, 6 foot 250 senior. And Trevor Goldman, a 6'1", 215-pound senior up on that front line. Latisi will be the man in the 2-point stand on the left side of the defensive line. Now they adjust, and both ends are up in a 2-point stance. Showing some pressure in the middle are the linebackers, and a penalty flag out from the back judge. Roseburg's going to run out of time on this play. Should be a delay game call from that position. It is. So Roseburg penalty will back him up, and that has been one of the big bugaboos for this Roseburg team is penalties that shoot themselves in their own foot. They've got some positive momentum going right now, but they give up yardage. It should go back to the 17-yard line. Shotgun snap here for Wilder. Trips to his right. They are trying to see if they can get that South Salem defense to jump. Pass to the flats on the left side. Caught quickly by White, but Jordan unable to get anywhere. There is a penalty flag out in the area of maybe a hold by one of the other receivers out that direction for Roseburg. We'll see what this penalty flag is about here. This is our Douglas County crew officiating this one today. They made the trip up. They were scheduled to do the game last night, and they are up here today to do the game for us. That was no gain on that play, and it is a penalty against South Salem. So the penalty goes against the Saxons. And that takes it out to the 32-yard line, and Roseburg will have a first down. That was a 15-yarder. So a personal foul penalty against South Salem gives Roseburg a first down at their own 32-yard line. Eckel in the pistol. White and St. Clair to the left. Austin and Irvin out to the right side. They move Austin in motion, fake the handoff to him. Eckel will get it. High tackle, nearly escaped at first, but the rest of the defense able to corral him in. Tackled in the backfield. Eckel loses yardage on his second carry of the day. Didn't start the game, but he's back out there now. The ball has the tip of the football at the 30-yard line, so a loss of 2.
First quarter here at the Guido 2.0.
Up the line comes Roseburg, down to 4:35 and counting here in the first quarter. Roseburg trailing 8-7 in this contest against South Salem. A home game for the Tribe, but truly on the road. Looking to pass. Go on the slant route. It's caught. That's out near the 40, falling forward near the sticks, out to the 41 for St. Clair. St. Clair had a couple of catches last week for Roseburg, and those were his first 2 catches of the season. But he was a leading receiver in that game, and here in this one, he makes an 11-yard reception to make it 3rd down and 1. Roseburg quickly to the line. Eckel in the backfield. They will fake the handoff to him while they're trying to push the pile. He gets tackled back to the 40. So Roseburg on 3rd down and 1 loses a yard. And a penalty flag out late. Wilder lost his helmet. I was looking down at my stat sheet, didn't see how that one finished up. And James Coleman, one of the captains for this Roseburg team, the center on the offensive line, pointing that this is going against South Salem. And if that is the case, it's another big break for Roseburg on this drive. The officials are pointing that direction. Wilder's helmet came off, so I'm not sure if some continuation on the play ripped his helmet off at the end of that. That's just an assumption. It is a personal foul against South Salem. So the Saxons will give up yardage again on another personal foul penalty. So we'll see where they count it off from. They're already walking it off here. So on what was going to be 4th down and 2 for Roseburg, instead will be a South Salem penalty that moves the ball into the Saxons territory at their 45-yard line. So with under 4 minutes to play here in the first, Roseburg still has life on this drive as South Salem, a couple of penalties, has helped Roseburg move the chains. They'll set up, trips to the right side. Wilder, 5 yards deep, calls for the snap, looking to pass right side on the quick slant route. It's behind his intended target. That was intended for Austin. The pass was there. It was designed well. The timing was just off. Wilder couldn't put that ball in front of Austin because he would have risked the defense getting a chance to get a hand on it. He put it probably in the right spot, but he put it there late. Austin had already ran past that window. He just didn't get it out in time, and that is just one of those things that comes with more opportunities to get out there and run the offense together. Wilder didn't start the season as the quarterback, but he's out there running things now, and that was an opportunity just missed for Roseburg. 2nd down and 10. Ball on the left hash mark at the 45, South Salem side of the field. Pressure coming. Run the triple option, and the pitch goes to Eckel, but they had it covered. Coming up to make the stop for South Salem is Rommel Luster. And that was lucky there that Eckel hangs on to the football as he loses 8 yards back to the 48. And he loses 3 yards back to the 48.
That was a little play. It's like where the
So it'll be 3rd down and long. 12 yards to go for Roseburg. Almost down to 3 minutes to go here in this first quarter. Crowd getting loud here on the home side of the stands. Wilder dropping back, looking for the screen, sets it up over the middle to White. White has it to the near side. He's got to get a foot race. He's got the first down as he's pushed out of bounds near the 31, and Roseburg will move the chains as it's a completion to Jordan White. White will take it to the 31, a pickup of 17 through the air for the Tribe, and they're in business. It'll make it 1st and 10 with 2:52 to go in the first quarter for Jordan White, just his 5th catch of the season. He's now got 48 yards receiving on the year. Roseburg with the first down, trailing 8-7 here in the first quarter against South Salem. High snap pulled in. Eckel will get it, makes a move in the middle, a juke across the 25 down to the 24. As Roseburg will pick up 7 on first down, and that's what you like to see. Roseburg not often working in front of the chains, usually working behind the chains, but a pickup of 7 for Eckel will make it 2nd down and 3. And now it's just trying to not give up yardage on this play. Try and keep making this a chance to convert on 3rd down if you can't get it here, to make it 3rd down and extremely short. Eckel in the backfield. The defensive line will shift to the left side of the offensive line. They will hand it off to Eckel. Pressure in the backfield. Sidesteps the first defender, but taken down by his shoelaces. I don't know if they give him anything on that one. Back to the line of scrimmage for Eckel at the 24, so no gain on the carry for Caden Eckel. And it will make it 3rd down. And 3 to go for Roseburg. They have got to get it down to the 21-yard line. Crowd getting loud for the Saxons again. A couple of penalties on this drive have helped out South Salem. Roseburg into Saxon territory. Looking for the blitz off the edge. Wilder will get the snap. Not going to, he fakes the handoff. Now we'll pass it away to Eckel. He makes a man miss, but he loses his footing in the backfield. That play, a scramble at the end. They almost had Wilder wrapped up in the backfield, but he gets the pass away to Eckel. But Eckel makes the first man miss, couldn't keep his balance, and goes down without anybody around him at the 26-yard line. Unfortunate there that he just couldn't keep his feet underneath him. He'll lose 2 on the reception. And now Roseburg has themselves at 4th and 5, and the offense is going to stay on the field here. Jacob Michael does have 1 field goal made this year from 27 yards. This would be further than that. Crowd getting loud again. Wilder gets the snap and whistles before the play. As it was getting underway, there's a flag on the far side of the field.
Better when we're not doing golf claps out here.
And the call is false start against Roseburg. So the Tribe, with the crowd getting a little loud here, will jump up early, and that's going to make it a little bit harder here. It was 4th and 5, and now they back it up to the 31. It'll be 4th and 10. Down to 35 seconds to go in the first quarter. Roseburg trails 8-7. Trying to convert on a 4th down here. Wilder will go into shotgun. He'll drop back, looking to pass, has wide open in the flats. He gets it to him late. The throw there, but he's got to get further upfield, and I don't think he's going to get there enough. Had to get to the 21. Wilder just had to see him a little bit sooner, and he cannot convert. Roseburg had been 4 for 11 on 4th down this season, and unfortunately don't convert it there. The pass was complete as they spot the football at the 26, I think, so a pickup of 5. But a turnover on downs for Roseburg, 25 seconds to go in the first quarter of this ball game. South Salem has it. They'll have it at their own 26. The offense back out there. They will go on a fake reverse to the near side, a pitch forward. It's caught and racing down the sideline. Nobody's going to catch him. It's Zach Wustig, gets into the end zone, and that's going to be a 74-yard touchdown. It goes down as a pass, a forward pass behind the line. So Wustig will find his way to the end zone. They went with some misdirection and got it to him coming back the opposite direction on the end around, and he goes 74 yards for the score. So it's 14-7. South Salem takes the lead on that one. Just need 11 seconds to score. It's been all one-play scores for both teams. As South Salem will go with that swinging gate. Everybody set up for the PAT, but then they motion to the left, and they will go for 2 again. It's going to be a running play, and easily in will go Esteban Mendez. So that'll make it 16-7. South Salem in front here in the first quarter. 14 seconds to play in the first quarter. We'll go ahead and take a 30-second timeout on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Remember the good old days? When you didn't have to make an appointment or wait in line for an hour just to talk to your teller. When businesses were local and gave back to the community. At Cascade Community Credit Union, there are some things will never change. We're the only credit union or bank headquartered in Douglas County, and making our members a priority has always been our priority. For easy and simplified banking, visit CCCU. No appointment, just come on in.
And Williams back deep for the Indians.
14 seconds to play in the first quarter. Now a 2-score lead for South Salem at 16-7. They've gone for the 2-point conversion on both of their scores in this one. Roseburg driving on that last possession, could not quite finish it off. They will get the ball at their own 19 or 14 on the return for Hodges to the right hash mark. He finds a seam, gets upfield, and Roseburg continues to have decent starting field position after the kickoffs by South Salem. This one goes out to the 34-yard line, and the Tribe will have it there for what is their 5th possession of the first period. 6 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Roseburg will be kicking off to start the second half, just in case you want to know, but obviously a long ways to go before that. 16-7 in the ball game. Jace Wilder in shotgun with Eckel to his left, 2 targets either side, ball on the right hash mark, starting at their own 34. Eckel will shift, but goes back to his original starting spot. Still time on the play clock for Roseburg. Now they move Austin in motion, fake it to him, setting up the pass downfield. It's overthrown, intended for Jordan White, the only man in the area, and Teeny Tolly, the third, was the safety back in coverage on that play. Make it 2nd and 10 for the Tribe. Today's football game is sponsored by Good Vibration Solutions. For home theater and automotive audio, you can feel it at Good Vibes. And by Abby's Legendary Pizza, a legendary pizza tradition. Here in Salem, after the game moved from Roseburg High School, defensive backs will back off at the line, looking to pass into the flats to Eckel. He's got some space and blockers in front. He's across the 40, out towards midfield. They put him out at the 42, and that'll end the first quarter. Out to the 42-yard line for Eckel. That's a pickup of 8. And Roseburg will have an opportunity at 3rd down and short when we come back for the second quarter after this 60-second timeout on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. .12 minutes on the board to start the second quarter. Roseburg trailing South Salem 16-7 after one period of play. Swap sides of the field. Roseburg will be moving to left to right on your radio dial. Passing downfield, a little bit difficult at times for South Salem. Going this direction, it seemed as if wide receivers were looking back into the sun, and that caused a couple of juggles. So we'll see if that has an effect on Roseburg as we start the second quarter. They face 3rd down and 2 after a nice screen play to Caden Eckel that picked up 8 yards. Wilder gets it, fakes the handoff, trying to keep it. Things don't really open up for him. The ball came out. Roseburg jumps on it, and that is Dylan Bradfield that is able to recover the football for Roseburg. It'll be 4th down as they will spot that ball, I think, at the 43.
And it'll be 4th and 1 here.
Yeah, they will put it at the 43rd or 43-yard line on the carry by Wilder.
Tristan Gear there setting the edge for the rest of this section.
He did fumble, but it was recovered by Bradfield. And so Roseburg keeps the possession. They need 1 yard here. Can that front line buckle up and move back that defensive front for South Salem to get 1 yard and keep the possession? They'll set up, tied into the right, Jordan White there. A lot of space in the middle for that defense for South Salem. They now shift. And a timeout taken by Roseburg. Before the next play, they will take the timeout, their first of the ball game. And we'll keep it right here as Roseburg trails 16-7. Let you know today's game is sponsored by Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces in the area. Today's game also sponsored by Flyaway Travel. You can contact their travel experts for your travel plans. Now located at 1445 West Harvard Avenue in Roseburg, or give them a call at 672-5701. Quick programming note to remind everybody about as well. Today, after Roseburg football, we were unexpectedly playing here on a Saturday, but after the game today, we will go to coverage of Oregon State football. The Beavers at home against Washington State tonight. They kick off at 6. Pregame is scheduled to start at 4 o'clock. If we get done in time to get you there for that, which it's not looking like we're trending in that direction, We would take you to that at 4 o'clock, but we'll get the pregame as soon as we can once we're done with today's ball game. All right, it's 4th down and 1. Roseburg, instead of having the tight end, will spread them out. 2 targets either side. It's Nick Parrish in the backfield for Jace Wilder in shotgun. He's trying to get the defense to jump. They got one defensive lineman to hop for a moment. And a penalty flag is out from the far side. One of the defensive linemen for South Salem was clapping at the line, and that's not usually allowed to try and draw the offense offside. We'll see if that's what the call is. It would have come from the far side of the field, opposite of where the linebacker or defensive lineman was. If it's a penalty against South Salem, it's a first down Roseburg. The officials are gathering to talk here. I don't know if it was intentional to try and draw Roseburg to jump at the line, but yeah, it's a false start against the defense. You can't try to mimic the snap count from the offense. The defense can't get up to the line and start going and trying to get the offense to jump, thinking the ball was getting snapped. So they're going to call that against the defense, and I think that's the right call on that one. The ball goes out to the 48-yard line, a pickup of 5 on the penalty by South Salem. So that helps Roseburg. So it goes to the 48-yard line, still on Roseburg's half of the field, but they've got a first down and 10 after the penalty by South Salem.
Not the first time. Positivity.
In shotgun is Wilder. Looking to his left, will pass out that way. That ball tipped around, almost intercepted. Reading that play all the way was Zach Woostig, who stepped in front, nearly had the interception, but it went in and out of his hands. Couldn't hang on to it. The intended receiver was right there, too. I want to say it was St. Clair that was right behind him. He had a chance at maybe getting the tip, but instead that ball bobbled around and falls incomplete. Roseburg avoids it, their first turnover of the ball game. Last week for Roseburg, no turnovers in their game last week at North Medford. So Roseburg will have second down and 10 after the incompletion. Clock stopped at 10:58. Ball near midfield. Coleman with the shotgun snap. Eckel gets it up the middle. Things open up a bit. He takes it into South Salem territory at the 49. He'll pick up 3 on the carry for Eckel. He had the touchdown run in the first quarter that got Roseburg on the board and got them within 1. They trail 16-7 here with 10:38 and counting in the first quarter. Wilder runs the play in from the sideline. Roseburg going with a more plodding offense while South Salem goes with their quick strike. They have scored touchdowns, 2 of them on the first play of their possession. They've both of their touchdowns have come on that first play of a possession. Roseburg set their touchdown up after an interception return to the 3. They've got a third down and long here, looking to convert on 7 yards. The pass goes to Irving. He makes the catch in traffic. It's short, though, of the first down. It's just short of the 45-yard line. So credit down to the 46. And so that'll make it 4th down and 4 yards to go. Irvin, his first catch of the day. Wilder has spread the ball around. Irvin, Austin, St. Clair, White, Eckel, and Parrish all with a catch so far today. One of the better days offensively for Roseburg so far this season. 9:34 and counting. Another 4th down attempt for Roseburg. Came in converting 36% of them. They've got to get 4 yards here. Wilder in shotgun with Eckel to his right. Looking to pass, trying to set up the screen. Pressure back there. He won't escape. And South Salem will come away with the stop. The sack in the backfield goes to Noah Scherer. And that will be a turnover on downs again for Roseburg. And the tackle went all the way back to the 40 on Roseburg's half of the field. There is an injured player down for South Salem, and Roseburg will have their backs against the wall with the offense for South Salem in Roseburg territory. 9:14 to play here in the first half. The player that was down was Levi Wilhite. He will walk himself to the sideline. Oh, and there's a Roseburg player, Dane St. Clair, that's down as well. Did not see that. So that was a loss of 14 on the sack there for Eckel. St. Clair will get up. Our athletic trainer for Roseburg, Lindsey Darren, kind of holding the pads out. St. Clair might have had the wind knocked out of him a little bit. That's kind of when you usually try to hold the pads out to let the lungs fill up. They'll walk to the sideline. Lindsay's got her hand on St. Clair's back, but he's walking to the sideline under his own power. So turnover on downs by Roseburg. On 4th down and 4, got sacked. And now South Salem will come out with their offense in Roseburg territory to start at the 40. Smith in shotgun, low snap, pulls it in, pass out to the far side. It's caught. It's Teeny Tolley, and he won't get very far. They'll give him the 40-yard line. That's on the far side. They say he got to the 40. That'd be a pickup of none on the catch for Teeny Tolley, so it'll be 2nd down and 10. So no gain on the first play of this drive. Quickly, no time wasted. They go on the slant route to Teeny Tolley this time. He's still on his feet, slipping tackles. He'll have the first down this time as he picks up yardage inside the 30, down to the 27. And for that pass completion, that'll be 13 yards on the completion, and they're quickly right back to it. There's a couple of things going, a couple of timeouts. They finally do take it. A little bit of confusion there, it looked like, by South Salem on what they wanted to do, trying to quickly go with the offense. Timeout taken. Let's take a 30-second timeout as well. This is Roseburg football on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
From a hot tin shed, Paul W. Klipsch, genius and maverick, designed and hand-built his first commercial loudspeaker with the intention of bringing live music right into your living room. Today, we still make them like we used to, by hand, with passion, with pride. Klipsch Heritage Loudspeakers.
Give Klipsch Heritage speakers a listen at Good Vibrations, top of the hill, Northeast Stevens in Roseburg.
First down and 10 for South Salem as we welcome you back here in the second quarter at South Salem High School. 16-7 is our score in favor of South Salem. They have Dashel, the quarterback, in shotgun to start the drive. Looking to his right, goes on the quick pass. It's Esteban. Has it, races to the middle of the field. He's got speed. Got to make one man miss. He won't. He gets stacked up at the 10-yard line and goes down inside the 10 at the 9. And that pass play will go for 18 yards. And right back to the line of scrimmage goes South Salem. They've got a man in the backfield. That is Scherer. They're going to go on the slant route. It's Teeny Tolley. Makes one man miss at the 1, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, South Salem. It's Smith to Teeny Tolley, who gets his first touchdown of the night, the afternoon. 9-yard strike, and here comes the offense the extra point team for South Salem. But they have gone for 2 on every possession so far. Let's see if they actually try to kick it here. And they will shift with the whole line moving to the left. And they will bring them back. The kicker is Jacob Mueller. Last week was 6 of 7 on PATs, hitting 90% of them for the season. His kick is up, and it splits the uprights for the extra point. 23-7 our score in the second quarter. South Salem in front by a couple now. We'll take a 30-second timeout and come back here from South Salem High School on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met. And you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Four-play drive covering 40 yards, a 9-yard touchdown strike from Dashel Smith to Teeny Tolly. And South Salem is now leading 23-7. 3 touchdown passes on the day for Smith. Today's game brought to you by Evergreen Family Medicine, serving residents of Roseburg and Myrtle Creek with 40 providers and adding coverage in Sutherland by April of 2023. Kickoff goes out of bounds at the 21-22 yard line, and Roseburg will get it out at the 35. Should be the play on this one. So Roseburg will start at their own. They've started with decent field position tonight, and they've been moving the football. That last drive, they ended up with 7 plays on that one, moving into South Salem territory. Drive before that, Roseburg, let's see here, had 11 plays on that drive. So a couple of sustained drives for Roseburg. That's been something they've not had a lot of this season. Wilder will bring the offense out. The ball at the 35-yard line. Trying to see if Roseburg can march down the field and put some more points on the board before the break. 8:13 to go before half. White in at tight end on the right side of the line. Boston Williams is in the play as well. Looking to pass is Wilder. Things open up for him to run. He's going to take it left side. Stiff arm. Gets to the 40. Still on his feet. Spun forward out to the 45 on the far side of the field. And Jace Wilder will take it out to the 44-yard line. He's 1 yard shy of the first down marker. Nice scramble by the senior QB. Wilder picks up 9. Second down and 1 from the 44. Irving spread out to the right side. Boston Williams stays in as a receiver. He's been kind of back on that side somewhat throughout the season, but mainly been on defense. Jace Wilder will move Eckel to his right end shotgun. Defense is all up in the box, looking to pass. Wilder going to go downfield as Williams. It's caught by Boston. He's into the red zone, down to the 19-yard line as Roseburg converts on second and short. South Salem was looking for the short yardage play. Instead, Roseburg goes deep, and Boston Williams with a great catch over the shoulder takes it to the 19 in South Salem territory. That is a 37-yard completion to Boston Williams. First catch of the day for Williams. 89 yards through the air tonight for Jace Wilder, his best game at quarterback this season. Williams into the backfield, will act as a blocker. They run right side, but the pile just in front of Eckel. There's no clear running lane to get to there with bodies all in front of him. And Roseburg's A.J. Baker a little slow to get up, but he's all right. Roseburg gets the ball to the 18-yard line, a pickup of 1 for Eckel. Second down and 9. Roseburg in the red zone once again. Trying to get points this time, though. Last time stalled out in this area of the field. Boston Williams still in. He motions into the backfield, sets up to the right of Wilder. They want to run the option. They pitch it again to Eckel, but there's just too many guys out in the backfield. Not enough blocking on that side of the field for Roseburg. 3 white jerseys there to surround Eckel on that option play. Roseburg trying to run that option, but the whole point, obviously, is to give the defense a lot of options to try and cover. And unfortunately, when the pitch was made, Eckel had 3 guys on him. Obviously, Roseburg facing some difficulties trying to get those blocks to give a clear running lane for Caden Eckel. Loss was back to the 20, a loss of 2. Eckel motions out of the backfield, 5 wide for Jace Wilder on 3rd down and 12. Looking to his right. They'll set up the screen. The pass too high. The defense coming in, helping make the stop. Jackson Watson, he got there at just the right time. Watson, he timed that perfectly. He tried to high point that football, intended for Irving, and he did a good job. Didn't get there too early. There was contact, but he was playing the football. Didn't get there too early, and he makes a nice play. Roseburg now will set up for a field goal. It'll be another this will be a 37-yarder for Jacob Michael, his second attempt of the season. This would be his longest. He gets the boot behind it. He's got the distance, but it was wide right, and Roseburg will not come away with points on the drive. A 37-yard field goal attempt, no good. And it'll be a turnover on downs for the Tribe. South Salem gets it back with 5:07 to play in the first half. Again, another nice drive by Roseburg. The football will be spotted at the 20. So they drove into South Salem territory, but just could not convert it. So the Saxons will have it at their own 20, leading this one 23-7. A couple of two-point conversions and 3 touchdowns on the day for South Salem. Dashel Smith passes into the backfield. It's knocked down by Wilder. That was a forward pass. Wilder picked it up off the hop, thinking maybe if that's a backward lateral, that's a live ball, but he got his hand on it to knock it down in the backfield. Nice job by Jace Wilder on the defensive side of the ball. Already 15 passing attempts on the day for Dashel Smith. Roseburg's not far behind. Smith going deep downfield on the comeback route. It's connected to Watson. Spinning, trying to get out of the tackle. Holding on was Irvin, but he got carried a couple of yards with all the spin moves there by Watson. He takes it out to the 35 to move the chains. A pickup of 15 through the air on the 16th pass of the game for Dashel Smith. Quick pass again to the far side. Whistles stop the play, though, as it gets underway. I don't see any flag. No, there's a flag on the far side of the field, and it's a false start. False start against South Salem as they try to move quick. Ended up moving a little bit too quick. And so they will be back at their own 30 after the penalty. So it'll be first down and 15 after the penalty.
Smith, the quarterback, leading the top offense in the state of Oregon here.
2 targets to either side. PA guy says the top offense in the state of Oregon here at the South Salem. Looking to pass. They do a lot of that. The defense in the backfield. Smith running to the near side. Gets out near the 35. Surprised no dirty laundry in the backfield. It looked like one of Roseburg's guys trying to get around the tackle on the far side. And no call on a holding play. Then a lot of times you'll see that kind of a look and you see a flag come out, but they don't get it. That is a run by Smith that gets him to the 34-yard line. So pick up of 4. Quick pass to the far side. That one will be incomplete. Intended out that direction for Mendez. Incomplete pass, and it makes it 3rd down and 11. And Roseburg a chance to see if they can get a stop here. This would be punting territory, you would think, for South Salem. Roseburg needing to make a stop on 3rd down. Got to keep everything in front of you. Play smart here. 3-man front for the Tribe. Trips to the right side for Smith. He looks a couple of targets over the middle. Going to go to the far side. Throws that one. Caught but out of bounds. A one-handed grab on the far side by Watson, but he bobbled it around, and by the time he fully controlled it, he was on the white on the sideline over there, out of bounds, and a great catch, but unfortunately couldn't keep it in. And it'll be 4th down and 11, and Roseburg's defense may have just come up with a stop. We'll see if the punt does in fact happen here, deep in their own territory for South Salem. Right now, the Saxons leading 23-7. Roseburg sending Jordan White deep to be the return man. Not a deep punt. It will take a bounce at the Roseburg 45, heads towards the sideline and out of bounds at around the 42. They'll spot it at the 41. And so another punt by South Salem. And Roseburg will have it with a little bit of time left here in the first quarter, or first half, I should say. 4:12 to go in the first. Roseburg has it near midfield at their own 42. Today's ball game is brought to you by Tim's Appliance and Mattress at the corner of Lane and South Stevens in Roseburg. 0% financing, always available. So Roseburg's offense back out on the field at their own 41-yard line. Last time, thanks to a big play downfield to Boston Williams, got inside the red zone but stalled out. Tried a 37-yard field goal attempt that was missed wide right. Had the distance, just not the accuracy they needed. First down, Roseburg with trips to the left side. Move Irvin in motion. This is Eckel playing quarterback. They're going a little bit of trickeration. Have a man open. It's Austin, and he's overthrown. Roseburg had the play they wanted. It was Eckel in the backfield taking the snap. He pitched it forward to Irvin, who pitched it back on the flea flicker to Wilder. Had Caden Austin wide open, and it was overthrown. They had it, but just missed out. So Roseburg will have second down and 10 after they go deep into the playbook on that one. Second and 10 from their own 41. Irvin spread out wide to the right with two other targets that direction. One of them is Jordan White. Hand off to Eckel. Was going left, comes back right, gets taken down on a hard hit by Tristan Gear. Out to the 43, a pickup. That was 2 on that run for Eckel. Third down and 8. Oh, actually, they give him out to the 44, so make it a 3-yard carry for Eckel. And it'll make it third down and 7. Roseburg trying to convert. Got to get it to the 49, other half of the 50. Some press defense up at the line for the Saxons. Wilder, pressure in the backfield, steps up in the pocket, nowhere to go. South Salem sends some heat, and they get home to take down Wilder in the backfield at the 39-yard line. It'll be a loss of 10 on the sack. And Roseburg will now be facing fourth down and long. Unfortunately, Jace Wilder has been living in the backfield, and that's not been a good thing for the Tribe. Couple of return men deep for South Salem. Jacob Michael out to punt it away for Roseburg. The snapper is Coleman. Kick away. Michael gets a nice boot behind it to the 29. The return man weaving up the numbers on the far side, still up. He goes out across the far sideline, taken out by Bradfield near midfield. They'll put him out at, waiting to see where the spot is. 44 is where they will put him out after the punt.
From their own 39-yard line.
So South Salem gets it back after a quick drive there. Roseburg, a little bit of trickeration, almost had it but couldn't complete it. Give it back to South Salem, who will start at their own 44-yard line. It is a 23-7 ball game here in the first half. South Salem in front of Roseburg. The Saxons will get the ball to start the second half. They're looking to add points before the break. They will come out with Dashel Smith in shotgun. To his left is Noah Scher. There, Roseburg sending some pressure. Quick pass to the far side to Jackson Watson. He dances around a couple of defenders, takes a hit from Boston Williams, and goes out on the far sideline across the 50 to the 48. So that will take South Salem into Roseburg territory. It's a pickup of 8 through the air to Watson. They pass. They go to the screen over the middle of the field. It's connected. First down. Nick Parrish will track down Esteban Mendez. There is whistles. And there is a penalty flag out at the end of the play. Right now they're spotting it at the 34-yard line. It's a block in the back against the offense. It would have been a first down. I'm not sure if the sticks will move if it's at the end of the play. I think they do count it off from the end of the play from the 40 or make that 36-yard line. So it'll go back to the 46. So I think it'll be first down and 10 here from the Roseburg 46. So the pass goes down to the 36. So then the penalty takes it back to the 46 on Roseburg's half of the field. So that was a pickup of 12 on that screen play. Going down the near sideline, got a man there just out of the reach of Woostig. And that'll make it second down and 10. Let's see here. Over 200 yards on the day. For Dashiell Smith. As Roseburg trying to send some heat, they will jump early, and that penalty will move the ball. On second and 10, we'll move the ball forward for South Salem. And we'll give them 5. Oh, I guess it was still... Oh, so due to the penalty, they didn't move the chains. It was third down and a yard. Huh. So the Roseburg penalty now will move the chains. Stepping up into the pocket from the 40-yard line, Smith will run to the far side. So that's actually from the 41 on the 5-yard penalty by Roseburg. Now Smith with the run will take it down to the 36, a pickup of 5.
36, gain of 5, it'll bring up second and 5.
Looking to pass again, goes on the quick slant route. That ball juggled around, and it comes out at the end. It was Hodges that makes the tackle on Mendez. The ball got knocked loose in the air. It hung there for a second. You could see everybody within a yard reach of it going, oh, man, there's the football. But nobody's able to bring it in. Incomplete pass. This quick-paced offense will face third down and 5 for the Saxons here with 1:50 to go in the first half. And Roseburg's going to send everybody too early. And that might just move the chains again for the Saxons.
Encroachment against the defense.
So the ball is at the 36, and it looks like they got to get it to the 31, so it should probably... Is it going to be enough? The stick says first down, but the sticks haven't moved.
Waiting to see if that's a first down or if it's...
Yeah, they got to get the sticks, make sure that's right. I think it was third down and 5.
We want to remind you, thank you.
So, yeah, they will move it back. It's a third down play coming up here. The ball is at the 31, just shy of the first down marker. So Dashiell Smith in shotgun with Scherer to his left. Moves a man in motion. That's Watson. They go with that little short underhand pitch in front. And Watson on the short pitch takes it on the completion to the 25-yard line, a pickup of 6. They go quickly here, looking to pass. Going to the end zone, left side, just out of the reach of the intended target for South Salem. And so too far on that pass, incomplete, makes it second down and 10.
Minute 27 left in the first half.
They are up to 24 pass attempts here in the first half already for South Salem. Second down and 10 with a minute 27 to play. Coming up, we'll have your halftime report. We'll take a look back at the first half and recap scoring and stats. Pressure coming, setting up the screen, and just a desperation heave over the middle of the field for Smith. He had Nick Parrish and Boston Williams charging down on him. He just hucked it towards the middle of the field, I think intended for Gear, but incomplete, and that's a bit of a dangerous play. If that ball could have gotten tipped, could have been up in the air, could have been easily picked off, and Roseburg didn't have anybody there, but they will now commit the penalty on third down and 10. They wanted to send pressure again, but they jump. It'll be third down and 5 after Roseburg with the encroachment penalty. So it'll put it down to the 20. 3rd down and 5. 1:24 to go here before the break. Smith surveying the defense. Roseburg showing pressure again. Look to the sideline for the play call. Smith calls for it. Looking to the end zone. Nope, he'll throw short of that. It is caught out just ahead of the sticks. And that one is Parker Williams on the catch. Got hit, spins out of bounds. The completion will move the chains as they will spot it down to the 13-yard line, a pickup of 7 as Williams gets his first catch of the game. And we're down to 1:19 as the clock stops with the play out of bounds. In shotgun, Smith, Roseburg looking like they'll send some pressure. They do. They pick it up. Smith rolls to his left, looking down the field. He goes out of bounds. Parrish in coverage, chasing him down. That play goes back to the 14. He does lose a yard. So a loss of 1 on the play for Dashel Smith. 2nd down and 11. The senior QB backs up. Over 200 yards on the day. Puts him over 2,000 on the season. The righty throws the slant route. That ball tipped off the hands of the intended target. That was Teeny Tolley the third that it was intended for. Out of his reach. Almost tipped it right to a Roseburg defender. And the incompletion, again, stops the clock. Just 1:10 left to go in the first half. And it's now 3rd down for South Salem. They're at the Roseburg 14-yard line. Probably 4-down territory, you would think, for him here. No tight end in this offense. You've got Gear in the backfield to the left of Smith. 2 targets either side. They move Esteban Mendez in motion from left to right. Looking to his left, go on the slant route. Caught at the 7, the 8. Slips the tackle into the end zone. Touchdown, South Salem. From 14 yards out. And that is Wustig on the catch, his 2nd touchdown of the game. And South Salem starting to really pull away in this one, 29-7. It was 8-7 at one point there in that first quarter, but it's been all South Salem since. The PAT just over the crossbar and through to make it 30-7. Let's go ahead and take a quick 30-second timeout. 23-point lead for South Salem on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. .104 to go in the first half. The 2nd receiving touchdown for Zach Wustig, and the 4th passing touchdown of the first half for Dashel Smith. As it has been all passing, they have 3 scrambles by Smith on the afternoon so far for a total of 8 yards rushing. Everything else has been through the air for the Saxons. They'll be kicking off from their 35. It'll be Mueller to kick it away. His kick will not go too deep. Bounces at the 25. Actually, it's received at the 25. On the far sideline, the return man for Roseburg. Didn't catch the number. It might have been Harrison on the return there. Roseburg will start out with the football out at their own 41-yard line, and just about a minute to go here in this first half. 59 seconds exactly to go in the first half. Today's game brought to you by B&D Meats, located down in Winston.
He's doing a lot better, and he's here to support the Saxons. Good to see you, Pat.
Tight end to the right for Roseburg. Irvin spread out wide to the right side. 2 targets to the left. Eckel in the backfield with Wilder. Defense playing up with a couple of safeties deep as they expect Roseburg to try and go downfield here before the half ends. Give it to Eckel, weaving his way through the middle. He is just a hard guy. He gets lost in the middle with all the big bodies out there. Stands at 5'7", and he just finds a way to sneak his way through. He gets out to the 45, picks up 4. Eckel, some hard going tonight. Not a lot of big runs for him, but he does have the 1 touchdown run. He's up to 10 carries, only 14 yards. Roseburg's had the big plays in the pass game so far tonight, hoping that opens up some of the run game, but so far haven't been able to break too far for Eckel. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Clock ticking down to 18 seconds to go. Does Roseburg take a shot at the end zone here? Looking to pass, pump fake. Wilder pulls it in, rolling out to his left, throws downfield. Juggled. Did he get it before he went out of bounds? There is a flag down. Is it an interception or not, though? The defender caught the football but had to try and stay in bounds. It looks like it's at about the 39-yard line if he did take it away with 6 seconds to go in the first half. It might be a turnover first of the game for Roseburg on an interception thrown, but we're waiting to see what a penalty flag is. Personal foul, roughing the passer against the defense. And so Roseburg will get a first down and get the ball in South Salem territory. That negates a possible interception. So we'll see where they spot it here. Roseburg may have 1 attempt to try and huck it downfield.
Coach Lamont Crichton 29 in the building. The Devils is here.
So let's see. I think they counted it out from the 45. So that should put it at the 40, the other half. Yeah, that's where they'll spot it. So the 40 in South Salem territory for Roseburg. Wilder's got a big enough arm to get it close to the end zone here. They'll spread it out. 3 targets to the right side, 1 to the left. Eckel in the backfield to help block. They've got a 4-man front for South Salem. Not looking like they'll send a lot of pressure. They've got all their defensive backs back at the 20-yard line. And they hand it off to Eckel. Eckel will weave his way to the near side. Eckel at the 25, gets spun forward to the 21. There is a penalty flag out at the 33-yard line. It looked like a hold on Tristan Gear. He was trying to break away, could not, and Roseburg will probably get penalized for a foul. It's 0-0 up on the clock. So this penalty may just take us to halftime. Either way, just going to decline it. So the ball does go down to the 21 on the run by Eckel, so he'll get credit for it. That'll be a 19-yard carry for Caden Eckel to finish out the first half. And we will go to the halftime break with Roseburg trailing 30-7 against South Salem here in this Saturday affair on the road at South Salem High School. We'll go ahead and we will take the break. When we come back, it's time for the halftime show, a 2-minute timeout on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Here at the break from South Salem High School in Salem, Oregon. It is a blue sky day overhead, a lot of haze off in the distance. Nice little breeze taking place here in Salem on a warm one. Feels like a summer day up here in Salem. At the break, it's South Salem leading Roseburg at 30-7. South Salem a bit of a slower start, but coming on in the second quarter, taking a look back at our first half scoring from tonight's ball game. Roseburg started off with a 3-and-out on the very first play of the game for South Salem. They get a 43-yard touchdown pass. It was Dashel Smith who throws his first of 4 touchdown passes in the first half. He connects with Jackson Watson. Watson with the catch. That was his first receiving touchdown of the season for Jackson Watson. They went with the 2-point conversion and made it 8-0. Roseburg would punt on their next possession. On South Salem's next possession, Roseburg would come away with the takeaway. A tipped ball led to the interception by Landon Hodges. He returned it all the way to the South Salem 3, and that's where Caden Eckel would run in his second touchdown of the season, and it would get Roseburg on the board. The PAT was good, and Roseburg would trail 8-7 in that first quarter. Still about halfway to go. Both teams still had plenty of possessions the rest of the way. It would be on the next possession for South Salem. They would punt. Roseburg marched all the way to the South Salem 26, turned it over on downs. And on the very next play, South Salem would strike. It was one of those little underhand pitch forward in the backfield. So it acts more like a run, but it goes down as a passing play. And it was a 74-yard touchdown run, this time for Zach Wustig. The senior takes it in, and that is his 9th receiving touchdown of the season. The 2-point conversion made it 18-7. Make it 16-7. That was your score at the end of the first quarter. In the second quarter, South Salem would add another touchdown, this one from 9 yards out. Smith connecting with Teeny Tolley gets his 5th receiving touchdown of the season. And the extra point was kicked that time, made it 23-7. Roseburg would drive into the red zone, but they would have to settle for a field goal attempt. Tried it from 37 yards out. It had the distance, just not the accuracy, just wide right on the attempt by Jacob Michael for Roseburg, and they would give the ball back to South Salem. South Salem, though, they would not be able to keep the drive going. They would punt it away. Roseburg got it back, but unfortunately went 3-and-out. South Salem gets it back, and they would score just before the halftime break. With a minute left to go in the first half, it was the second touchdown pass of the game to Zach Wustig, as this time it comes from 14 yards out. He is now to double-digit touchdowns on the season with 2 here today. With 4 touchdowns in the first half, Dashel Smith is now at 23 on the year and does have 8 interceptions with the 1 added here today. Roseburg's lone touchdown comes on the ground from Caden Eckel, who scores his 2nd of the season. We'll take a look at individual statistics from the first half of the ballgame when we come back after a 2-minute timeout. This is Roseburg football on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
Remember the good old days? When you didn't have to make an appointment or wait in line for an hour just to talk to your teller? When businesses were local and gave back to the community? At Cascade Community Credit Union, there are some things will never change. We're the only credit union or bank headquartered in Douglas County, and making our members a priority has always been our priority. For easy and simplified banking, visit CCCU. No appointment, just come on in.
Back here at halftime from South Salem High School, Joey Kieran with you. I want to say thanks to Angela Kieran for helping out with the video production here on site today, and a thanks to Dale Cranford back in the studio running the radio production for us here this afternoon. It was some last-minute changes to the schedule, had us scrambling to find people that we could have help us out for the broadcast today. And so I want to say thanks to the folks that stepped up to help out today, going above and beyond to get this one on the radio and on the video stream for us here at South Salem. Change of venue because of the air quality. South Salem here at home, but the visiting team leading 30-7 at the break. Don't forget, coming up in the postgame show, we name our Mountain Mike's Pizza player of the game for Roseburg. Mountain Mike's Pizza, the way it ought to be. Looking at first half statistics, first for the designated visiting team, the South Salem Saxons. Dashiell Smith, the quarterback, is 16 for 28 through the air, 234 yards and 4 touchdowns. He's also thrown the 1 interception. On the ground, it's Smith with 3 scrambles for a total of 8 yards, the only rushing totals in the game for South Salem in this one. On the other side for Roseburg, 9 for 15 through the air for Jace Wilder. And looking at his totals on the season, his 9 completions, a season high, his 15 attempts, a season high, and his 89 yards in the first half, also a season high. So nice to see that the team is making some improvements as the season continues to wear on. And Jace Wilder having a decent day at quarterback. Would like to see if he could find the end zone, but he is unfortunately unable to do that in the first half. Again, it is 9 for 15 with 89 yards. On the ground for Roseburg, the final carry of the first half goes for 19 yards for Caden Eckel. That helps boost his totals a little bit. He's got 11 carries for 33 yards and 1 touchdown. Jace Wilder, unfortunately, has been trapped in the backfield a number of times, and he is 7 carries, have taken a few sacks, lost 22 yards. Nick Parrish, 2 carries, a loss of 3. Through the air, let's see here. Caden Eckel with a couple of catches for 6 yards. Boston Williams had the 1 long catch for 37. Nick Parrish a catch of 9. 17 on 1 catch for Jordan White. 11 yards on 1 catch for Dane St. Clair. Caden Austin, 1 catch for 1 yard. Byron Irvin, 1 catch for 3 yards. Talking about Dane St. Clair, we saw him get some help off the field in that first half. The trainer, Lindsay, out there to help him out. And she is now walking with Dane. He was on the trainer's table on the far side of the field as the rest of the team went to the locker room. And he is now walking under his own power. It might be more of a heat exhaustion type of thing. He's got an ice bag on the back of his jersey, and Lindsay had to go up into the grandstands to borrow an umbrella from one of the fans that made it up here, and she is walking off the field with him, shading him with that umbrella. That does look like some sort of heat exhaustion type of a deal for Dane, and we hope that he's okay, can recover all right. And, yeah, that's not a good sign. Roseburg already thin on their depth, and definitely Dane has been coming on as a receiver, a nice young target there for this Roseburg team. And above all, you just hope he's okay and nothing too serious for him there. But he was on the trainer's table here at halftime and now walking to the locker room with an ice bag on the back of his neck. At the break, it's 30-7. Right now, it's South Salem in front. The Saxons will get the football. We'll come back after a 60-second timeout and get you all squared away with the second half of today's ball game. This is Roseburg football on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Back here in Salem, Joey Kieran here with you. I want to say a big thanks to everybody that is giving a little bit of patience for us throughout this week 7 of the season. Unfortunately, last night we were on the air for about an hour, and we were just kind of filling time the whole time as we were waiting to find out what was going to happen with the game, and then last-minute changes to everything here. Glad to see that folks found the broadcast for today. I know that homecoming's coming up tonight for Roseburg, and we hope that the football team is able to get back in time for everybody to enjoy the homecoming dance tonight. But I know with that going on, there's probably a lot of people back at home that didn't make the trip up here today for the game. And if you're tuned in either on the radio or watching online, we appreciate you finding the broadcast and joining us for today's game. Taking a quick look while we've got a little bit more time here during the halftime break, some of your scores from local teams yesterday. Sutherland Bulldogs picking up a big win. They were on the road at Phoenix last night. They get a 35-26 victory, a game that you heard on I-101 FM with Dan Bain last night. South Umpqua Lancers stay undefeated. They were trailing early in that game by only a touchdown, but they put it on Coquille, the 2A state champions last year. Coquille can't keep up with South Umpqua. 49-12, your final score there. Douglas, I heard this was a huge comeback victory for Douglas yesterday, trailing going to the fourth quarter, and they rally back to win 28-26, the final score in that one. Douglas topping North Valley for a win on the road, and it sounds like quite the comeback. Congratulations to the Trojans. The Glide Wildcats just coming up short against Rogue River on the road yesterday, 28-25. Oakland continues to prove that they are going to be a force to reckon with in 9-man football. In the 2A classification, Oakland defeating North Douglas Yoncalla 54-6 yesterday. And that North Douglas Yoncalla team, it'll be interesting to see how the rest of their season goes. They were hoping to come out with something big there last night, and that would really put a boost to their playoff chances. But that might be, unfortunately, a step in the wrong direction and maybe taking a big step towards keeping them out of the postseason, unfortunately. But Oakland is no small task for any team this year, it looks like. Glendale on the road at Powers, a top 10 showdown in 6-man football. The Glendale Pirates fall against number 3 Powers, 59-12. Days Creek in a closer game against Gilchrist, losing at home 27-12. Riddle gets a 39-38 win over North Lake yesterday. A tight one there for the Irish that they pull out. And then Elkton, looking like a real strong 6-man football team, gets a non-league win over McKenzie, 62-7 yesterday. That's a look at your local scoreboard for teams from the Umpqua Basin yesterday. Right now at halftime, our score 30-7. It is South Salem leading things against Roseburg here today. Homecoming is coming up tonight. Hopefully everybody at Roseburg High School, a safe and enjoyable homecoming here this evening. And I do hope that the football team gets back in time to be able to enjoy much of the homecoming festivities there. Kind of a bummer that last night homecoming festivities canceled at home because of the smoke. They did end up announcing the homecoming court last night and crowning the homecoming queen. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe we were cleaning up when they had them out there. Didn't know they were going to do that, but I believe it was Kennedy Hines that was named the homecoming queen last night, member of the volleyball team. So congratulations to Kennedy and being named the homecoming queen last night. Looked like celebrating that, had some fun with that. So that should be good there this evening. It's kind of crazy to think about it, but Roseburg now, with this game getting moved here to Salem, this Roseburg team has officially played just one home game this year. One game on their home turf this season for Roseburg. Week 2 against Nelson, they were scheduled to be at home, and unfortunately, that game was canceled at halftime because of smoke as well. They played Sheldon at home. This was supposed to be a home game. It would have been the third home game of the season for Roseburg, but this one unfortunately moved here to Salem because of the smoke. And then they are scheduled to host Grants Pass coming up in the final week of the season at home. They're back down to Spiegelberg next week, but so this Roseburg team, if it all goes according to plan the rest of the way, they will officially play 2.5 games at home, and only 2 of them will count. And it's just disappointing that that's the way that things worked out this year. Obviously, not much that any of us can do about it. The smoke from the wildfire up in the Oak Ridge area blowing in and driving north, it definitely was not pretty going through Cottage Grove and Cottage Grove and Cresswell. It definitely was not great in that area, but it got better the further north we continued to go. So it's understandable that the decisions were made the way they were. Wanted to get this game in more than anything, so they played it safe and moved the game to Salem. But unfortunately, it's been a tough year for Roseburg, and the fact that they do not get very many home games here in 2022. Those are always just fun. I mean, no matter how your season is going, it's always fun to be playing at home in front of the home crowd with your friends there, the band and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's just unfortunate that things did not work out. Roseburg will be kicking the ball away here to start the second half. Temperatures in the upper 80s today here in Salem. Crazy that it's feeling like summer up here. 88 degrees right now in Salem. Sun is shining. There was a little bit of a breeze earlier, but it's kind of settled down for us here. Not really any sort of shadows out onto the field, just a little bit on the near sideline for South Salem if you're down on the sideline to our right, if they're on that half of the 50. But other than that, everything else is out there getting beat down by the sun out there. And so got to be – I saw somebody carrying around Pedialyte down there on the sideline for South Salem, trying to make sure guys are staying hydrated as we get ready for the second half. Don't want to see guys cramping up out there. We'll be keeping an eye on some of it. And, you know, here's looking at the sideline over there. I think that is A.J. Baker. That is over there without his pads on. That's the starting tackle for Roseburg. A.J. Baker, a sophomore. He's on the sideline, not with his pads on anymore. So it's going to be an interesting second half to see how this one plays out and who's available. Kickoff is away. Return man gets it from about the 10-yard line. It's Jackson Watson that'll take it out to close to the 35-yard line to start this second half. See where they spot him, but South Salem with the football out at the 34-yard line. So we get ready for the second half here. It is a 23-point lead for South Salem at the moment. And they actually move it up to the 35-yard line, so that is where South Salem will take over. Brogan Rackley out there, Landon Hodges, Williams, Parrish, Harrison, your linebackers there. Trying to read all the rest of the numbers out there. In shotgun is Dashiell Smith. Again, it's one of the underhand pitches in the backfield. It's Teeny Tolley with it. He gets into open field, and we'll see if he's got the speed to beat everybody in the end zone, and he will. And just like that, we start the second half with a touchdown for South Salem. So the pass will go 65 yards. They have not been big passes downfield or anything like that. We've seen a couple of these just little underhand pitches forward. And then it's just basically like a running play. And the speed of this South Salem team has been a bit too much. I think I just heard him say that Teeny Tolley, the third, has gone into the record books going over 2,000 yards receiving in a career. And he's obviously gotten the benefit of a pass-heavy offense here at South Salem. And they have only scrambled 3 times. Everything else has been pass plays. And they start off with a 65-yard reception, a 26-yard, or not 26, but the PAT is made by numbers 26. That is Jacob Mueller. And it is now 37-7. South Salem is in front. Let's take a quick 30-second timeout with 11:39 to go in the third quarter on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be, handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
11:39 to go in the third quarter. The kickoff coming from Mueller. The right-footed boot goes deep, angled towards the sideline, taken at the 10-yard line for Hodges. Angles back to the numbers, looking for a seam, finds it, gets to the hash mark, and he will hang on to the football as he gets beyond the 25, out near the 29, and that is where they will put him down. Landon Hodges marked at the 29-yard line. Roseburg's offense will come out onto the field. Second half action for us here, trailing by 30. Today's game brought to you by Roseburg Honda. Buying a car can be a hassle, but at Roseburg Honda, it's different. Customer satisfaction is their highest priority. Visit Roseburg Honda, where they treat you like family because they are family. So the 29-yard line, Roseburg's offense comes out on the field. Jordan White sets up to the right side. And they now have Kyler Mills at a tackle position. Mentioned A.J. Baker without his shoulder pads on the sideline. Get the name of the new guy out there on the offensive line. Jack Bana has taken over at right guard. Passing into the backfield, catch, and the tackle immediately made. South Salem read it immediately, and that was Zach Wustig, who almost had an interception reading a pass play down the line of scrimmage in the first half. This time he read it perfectly and was there to make a very technical tackle on Caden Eckel. Eckel makes the catch and gets taken down at the 25, a loss to 4. And that was one of those plays where I think that Wustig probably was like, I can come up and blow this guy up, or I can come up and kind of just wrap him up and bring him down. If he had blown him up, he might have gotten whistled for it. He just kind of wrapped him up and then just laid over Caden Eckel. And so he makes kind of the smart decision not to try and go for the highlight hit and instead just makes the routine tackle. Handed off to Eckel, nowhere to go in the middle. And Eckel is taken all the way back to the 15, but his forward progress will be stopped at the line of scrimmage. So no gain on the run, and Roseburg will face third down and 14. So Roseburg will face third down and long on their first possession of the second half. Obviously some guys missing, it looks like, from the first half. With no Baker out there, you've got Mills, Banta, still Coleman at center, Parker at left guard, and Bradfield at left tackle. Irving is spread out wide to the right, Boston Williams, and Jordan White out on the right side as well. And on the left side is Caden Austin looking to pass, pump fake. Another pump fake and cannot escape pressure. It is Hatimu Latisi, the sack in the backfield, taking down Chase Wilder. And they will spot him at the 19-yard line, a loss of 6 on the sack. And Roseburg's offense unable to do much here to start out the third quarter. So it'll be a punt here for the Tribe. Clock running at 9:20 to go in the third period. Snap. Jacob Michael will get the kick away. Boy, he's got a big leg. This one, over-the-shoulder catch made at the 36. The return man to the near side. Woostig to the 40 at the 35. Cuts back to the numbers. Stays up on a teammate. Able to stay up and goes down to the 25-yard line. So they go from the 37 on the return all the way to the 20. I'll put it at the 25-yard line. So that is a 58-yard return on the punt. South Salem with the football. 8:56 to go in the third. Already leading 37-7. They start out at the Roseburg 25. Empty backfield for Dashel Smith. He'll now motion Esteban Mendez from the left to the right. They'll pass on the short route. It is caught. The ball out there like a loaf of bread. Still hanging on. Spun out of bounds on the near sideline. Eli Johnson, the junior. He's holding that football out there like no care in the world, but he's able to hang on to it with his big paws. It is enough for a first down as the pass goes down to the 9-yard line. A pickup of 16, looking to pass. Throw to the end zone. There comes the penalty flag. It looked like a push as the pass was away. In coverage was Brogan Rackley, and I think he's going to get called for a pass interference in the end zone.
Looks like there was a little bit of contact there. Pass interference.
So the ball was at the 9-yard line. Actually, it was at the 14, excuse me. Kind of hard to see the yard markers from where I'm at, so that was just an 11-yard completion on the last one. And now with the pass interference penalty, it should be half the distance to the goal line. They'll put it down to the 9 on the Roseburg penalty. Empty backfield again for Dashel Smith. Looking to his right, goes on the slant route through the hands of the intended target. In coverage was Jace Wilder, intended for Parker Williams.
Williams' pass was intended for Parker Williams back there.
So it'll be incomplete, and that should make it second down.
Bring up second and goal from the 9-yard line.
It's not second and goal just yet. They can get the first down inside the 5. The football is spotted at the 9. So they got to get it to the 4-yard line for a first down. Again, the empty backfield for Smith. He's done a ton of passing today. Moves a man in motion. Now back out to the right for Teeny Tully. Going the fade route to back corner. Did he get a foot in? It looked like he did. Woostig is in for the touchdown. Beautiful fade route to the corner. And it's a 9-yard touchdown. And it's the third touchdown catch of the day for Zach Woostig, as he's now up to 97 yards on the day. And it is a big day here for Dashel Smith. The PAT coming. Right-footed kicker is Jacob Mueller. And he will split the uprights with that one. And it makes it 44-7. South Salem in front. We'll take a 30-second timeout and come back here in the third quarter on 541radio.com and on the score. 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
8:36 to go in the third quarter. It is 44-7. South Salem in the lead on 6 touchdown passes by Dashel Smith. And we've now hit that 35-point threshold. It will be a running clock here for the second half as we continue on. Coming up once we get done here, we'll be going to coverage of Oregon State football. We'll join the pregame show a little bit late, but it's a 2-hour pregame, so there's plenty to cover. Kickoff is away by Mueller. End-over-end kick goes down to the 17-yard line. Up the middle for Rackley. Rackley stopped just across the 30. A whole host of tacklers will bring him back. Out at the 34-yard line is where they will spot him. So Roseburg will have it at their own 34 as the clock will start to run. So the offense comes back out. We'll see what kind of thing. I mean, there's not a lot of other options. They don't have a ton of extra bodies over on the sideline. So we'll see what they continue to do here. Jace Wilder is on the sideline, so they are making a change at quarterback. It'll be Brogan Rackley that gets a chance to get back there. We haven't seen him in a couple of games, but he's played quarterback some for Roseburg this year. He will throw a quick slant route. It's caught by White. He sheds one tackler, takes it to the logo at midfield, and will get it out to about the 48-yard line. That's a pickup of 14 on the pass play for Jordan White. Moves the chains. Rackley coming in and will make a nice pass on his first attempt of the game. Jordan White, his second reception of the game. First down for Roseburg out at their own 48-yard line. Irvin on the right side. Trips to the left side for Rackley with Nick Parrish in the backfield to his left. Fake the handoff to Parrish. Go on another quick slant route, but this time it might have gotten deflected. Not sure if it was at the line, but it was intended for Boston Williams, and it landed short. Incomplete to make it 2nd and 10. Again, the clock is ticking away, so we're all ready. This drive, the kickoff started at 8:36. We're already down to 6:46, almost 2 minutes off the clock, and Roseburg's run 2 plays. The ball sits on the powder blue of the South Salem S at midfield. South Salem getting this game at home after smoky conditions in Roseburg forced it to move not only from Friday to Saturday, but from Roseburg to Salem. On the rollout to his right, throwing intended for Jordan White, but back behind him is Rackley running away from pressure in the backfield. Trying to get that throw away, but just off the target. It's 3rd down and 10 now for Roseburg. Down close to about 6 minutes to go here in the third period. Roseburg football today brought to you by Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or call them at 541-459-1545. That is Barnes Heating and Cooling. 3rd down and 10. Rackley, incomplete on his last 2 attempts, will roll to his left, has Parrish blocking, throws short. There is a penalty flag out as Roseburg gets across the 50 to, it looked like, the 48 on South Salem's half of the field. It would be 4th down and about 6, but it is a penalty against Roseburg that will negate the play. So the penalty flag, I think, was, where will they spot it off from? I take them down to the 34-yard line. So Roseburg moves backwards after the completion, unable to keep that play intact, and so it'll be 3rd down and long.
Fight on, ladies and gentlemen, fight on.
Back to the 34. They've got to get it to the 42 on the other half of the field. That is 24 yards to go. Looking to pass, going to air it out down the near side. Irvin slowed up to look back to see if the ball was coming his way. The throw went deep downfield, and that's just something these young receivers are going to have to learn. Just keep running and look back for the ball. Don't slow up. If he keeps running, maybe he's got a chance to get underneath that one, but he slowed up to look back for the football, and then Rackley let it go, and Irvin had to try to sprint to get to it, and he did not have a chance as that ball's overthrown. Incomplete. The punt unit will come out. Boston Williams, your personal protector out there. It's 4th down and 24. And the clock ticking away. Just about 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Kick away from Michael. Low trajectory, angled to the sideline, bounced out. Came down at about the 26, but where do they say it crossed the sideline? They'll say at the 30-yard line. So that is where South Salem will get the football. South Salem with it. With 3:42 to go in the third quarter, they will take over. They'll have the ball at their own 30-yard line. And the offense will come back out. We'll see who's leading the offense for South Salem. As Dashel Smith has had a huge game. But we'll see if they make a move as he's over 300 yards on the day and has the 6 touchdowns. Do they go to the backup? Not sure who that would be. It looks like it is Ben Hennon, a sophomore, that's going to head out there. And it's going to be some new numbers on the field for South Salem here in the second half. Hennon has Colby Rattle to his left. Snap goes through the quarterback's hands back to the 15-yard line. South Salem, I think, jumps back on top of it. Rattle and Hennon, the quarterback, both able to get there and secure the football. But South Salem on the first snap of the possession for the backup quarterback goes all the way back to the 16-yard line on the fumble. That'll be a loss of 14 for South Salem. Now, do they totally mix things up and start running the football here in the second half, or do they continue to try and throw? At the moment, they're facing second down and 24, so they may be looking to air it out. Looking to pass, Hennon, a slant route, and there to dislodge the football from the target was Landon Hodges. He breaks up that pass intended for Devin Ellis. Incomplete for Ben Hennon.
24 with 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Harrison also in on that action.
So the incomplete will make it third down and 24. Beaver football will be coming up here in just a little bit. So stay tuned for that once we get done with our coverage of Roseburg football here on The Score. Hennon in shotgun. Roseburg will send some pressure from the offside. They do hand it off to run here. Running into the official in the middle of the field. The ball carrier, first actual run of the game, the first design run of the game for South Salem comes here in the third quarter. That ball gets out to the 29-yard line. And that was carrying the football, Rattle. He will take it 13 yards on that carry. And it makes it fourth down and 11.
With a minute left in the third.
Needed a little bit more, but the punt unit will come out. That is Dashel out there, Dashel Smith out there to kick it away. After a 3-and-out for South Salem. Snap a little bit high, he pulls it in, kicks it away. The return man for Roseburg is Jordan White. He bobbled it and had contact, then gets suplexed down on top of the South Salem logo. Nice concentration by Jordan White, a baseball player as well, plays the hot corner. So he's a guy that's got soft hands, can work well in tough situations. They're playing at third base on the baseball diamond. And he showed some solid hands to be able to hang on to that one with the defense collapsing all around him. So the punt away, Roseburg gets the football. There's 48 seconds to go in the third quarter. Roseburg has it at their own 48. Roseburg has Rackley in at quarterback, turns and spins, tosses it to Parrish on the far side. Parrish trying to stretch it to the 50 as a penalty flag comes out at the end of the play. Clock is running still. They haven't stopped it for that penalty. And if they don't make the call quickly here, this might wrap up the third quarter. It is a hold against Roseburg. Clock is now stopped at 29 seconds. They will walk it off, I think, from the 50, actually from the, must have been from the South Salem 49. They put it out at the Roseburg 41. Roseburg penalty to start off the drive. They will face first down and long. Fake the handoff on the play action. Pass it over the slant route to Jordan White. Rackley's been pretty good on those passes. The quick timing route over the middle of the field is caught by Jordan White. Takes it out to the 46. And that is going to do it for the third quarter. It was a pickup of 5 on the pass play for Rackley to White. And we will go to the fourth quarter. Roseburg trailing 44-7 on the road at South Salem today on 541radio.com and on the Score 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Start the fourth quarter. Roseburg with the football, facing 2nd and 12. Brogan Rackley in at quarterback here in the second half. He tries to send it downfield to Byron Irvin, and it's incomplete as we start the fourth quarter. 44-7 is our score. Running clock here in the second half. Roseburg down against South Salem. Before the next play, let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Roseburg football on the Score.
Third and long here, 3rd and 12. With 11:30 left to play in the fourth quarter. All spot at the 46-yard line.
3rd down and 12 for Roseburg at their own 46-yard line. Rackley looking to pass, pressure coming, trying to set up the screen. It does make its way to Jordan White. He needs to take down a defender. He meets him head on, and White goes down, and he is slow to get back up. Jordan White down at the 46-yard line on South Salem's half of the field, but he is down on the field. The South Salem trainer is there attending to him immediately on the South Salem sideline. White kind of tried to lower his shoulder into the defender to see if he could take him on and push him forward for a couple extra yards, and he went down and was writhing in pain immediately, so you knew he was not feeling good, and they are looking at his, looks like it is ankle is what they are looking at, one of his ankles, and that's a bummer. At this point in the season, you just don't want to see guys getting hurt anymore. The completion for Rackley to White goes to the 46, South Salem half of the field, and that is a 10-yard pickup. White having a nice day here. He's got 4 catches by my tally, but he's down on the field at the moment. They have stopped the clock with 10:28 to go in the ball game. And Jordan White is going to get up under his own power and will kind of try and stretch some things out here before he starts walking to the other side. Today's ball game is brought to you by Chuck Swarman Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? And by Western Oregon Jewelers. And, of course, we don't want to forget Dr. Lance and Randall. They are accepting new patients, so if you're in the need for dentist services, check out Dr. Lance and Randall at 541-378-6694. So White walking mostly under his own power to the far side of the field. That senior coming back out for football this year has been putting a lot of heart and soul into this, and it's great to see that he's been out there, but that sucks to see that he's walking off the field with a little bit of a limp here in this fourth quarter. 44-7, South Salem in front of Roseburg. 4th down for the Tribe. They're going to go for it. looking to pass. They go with the fade route to the far side. I think that's Jace Wilder that has come in as a receiver. And Rackley gets the connection to Wilder, who will move the chains, and he gets up kind of stretching out one of his legs a little bit there. And that's another guy we can't afford to see go down. Goes down to the 28-yard line on the reception by Jace Wilder, who started out the season as a receiver, was sent to the quarterback position at a necessity. So let's see, that is a 16-yard completion for Rackley to Wilder. First down and 10 as Roseburg converts on fourth down. They will try to run it with Parrish up the middle. He bounces it out to the left hash mark, gets to the edge at the 10, the 5, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Nick Parrish. So Nick Parrish runs it in for his first touchdown of the season. And Parrish will get Roseburg on the board here in the fourth quarter. A 28-yard touchdown run by Parrish makes it 44-13 here in the fourth quarter. Congratulations, Nick Parrish. Parrish, just a junior, been playing great on defense. And now on offense, he's been getting a few carries here and there, and he cashes in on that one. So Roseburg leaves him out on the field trying to go for two here. Parrish to the left of Rackley in shotgun. Jace Wilder, the lone target on the right side, trips to the left, looking that direction. They go on the short route, almost picked off by South Salem, intended for Boston Williams. And so the 2-point fail here in the fourth quarter. 8:45 to go in the fourth quarter. Roseburg gets on the board again. 44-13 your score. We'll come back after a 30-second timeout with South Salem looking to get the ball on a kickoff on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
(44-13) our score here from South Salem High School. It was Nick Parrish who will get a 28-yard touchdown run, his first score of the season. And Roseburg gets points here in the fourth quarter. And for Roseburg, they will kick it away here. Jacob Michael will, no, it's Hodges that's going to kick it deep for the Tribe. Clock did stop after the touchdown, so 8:45 to go, and we'll start running again as we do have the running clock. You can't erase the running clock. Roseburg goes with a little grounder kick. It is received by South Salem, and the return man will slide down at the 40-yard line to just secure the football and give the Saxons the possession. So they'll start out at their own 40-yard line. Clock back up and running again. Stick with us for the quick post-game show here from Salem as we'll name our Mountain Mike's Pizza player of the game. We'll run through the game and give you a few individual stats and send you on your way to Beaver football coming up this afternoon here on the score. So the offense back out there for the Saxons. It was the backup on the last drive. It is again. Handoff. Running through the middle. New man out there. He's making a lot of guys miss. He's at the 30, and he gets in front of the defense. Going to go for a touchdown for DJ James. And the junior is in from 60 yards out. DJ James gets the rushing touchdown. Not a lot of those this season for South Salem. The first touchdown of the season for DJ James. And they will go for the extra point here. Let's see if they kick or try to go for it. They always, it seems in most spots, they seem to set it up to go for it. or to kick it, and then they've motioned out of it to go for it on a 2-point try. But they will trot out there for the extra point attempt, and the kick is up and through for Manny Temkin. The new guy out there kicking. Temkin will put it through. The kick good, and that is now 51-13. South Salem in front. 6:50 to go in the ball game. Let's go ahead and take a quick 30-second timeout, and we'll come back with more from South Salem on 541radio.com and on the Score 92.3 FM at 1490 AM.
Nice job, Manny.
Been kind of a crazy day here in Salem, and what would you expect after the game? They got all ready to play last night, didn't play at Roseburg. Woke up this morning, checking the gauges, and found out the game gets moved to Salem. So it's kind of crazy situations all the way around, but we've had a lot of one-play drives. Both teams, Roseburg had one, South Salem's had a few more. They lead 51-13 as they get ready to kick off. Been a lot of big plays in this ball game. Kickoff away is going to go to the 4-yard line, returned by Hodges. He angles to his left. A couple of guys meet him there, and he will get across the 15 but won't make it to the 20. Down at the 18-yard line is where Roseburg starts out this drive. Last drive for Roseburg, a 28-yard touchdown run by Nick Parrish. Second rushing touchdown of the game for Roseburg. And a 3-yard touchdown run in the first quarter by Caden Eckel. Roseburg will head back out there with the offense. It's been Brogan Rackley the last couple of drives. And that is, I believe, Corey Kimball that'll come in and take over at quarterback, a freshman. He's out there along with junior Caden Eckel, and a high snap pulled in by Kimball, gives it to Eckel, who will run over the right side of the line out to, we'll say, the 23-yard line for Eckel. He picks up 5. So Kimball will get his second appearance in a varsity game this year. He did a couple of weeks ago when Roseburg was at home. So Brogan Rackley got a couple of drives here in the second half. Now Kimball will take over. Sets up in shotgun, down to 5:24 to go in the ball game. Hands it off, a new man in the backfield running for Roseburg. No, it's a keeper. Boy, that was a good fake. Kimball keeps it himself. He takes it out to the 28-yard line. Picks up 5. And it's enough for a first down by Kimball.
At the 29-yard line. 28, sorry.
So he picks up 5 on his first carry. So Kimball comes in. They've also got a 36, and I apologize, they don't have the jersey number on the Roseburg roster, so I'm not sure who it is. Number 36 has come in as a running back for Roseburg. But I'm assuming he's probably another youngster out there, maybe a freshman or a sophomore. Pass out into the flats to number 36. That is caught, but it's for short yardage to the 31, according to the judge on the far side. So it is out to the 31. So that is a pickup of 3 on the pass play for Kimball.
4 minutes left.
Kimball, that's his first pass completion on the varsity level. And the new man out there, number 36, another name we haven't quite learned yet. He got his first catch at the varsity level as well. Rolling to his left is Kimball, finds a man open downfield. The fingertip grab by Byron Irving across the 50. Decent throw on the run there by Kimball, and good hops by Irvin to get underneath that football. Takes it out to the South Salem 48. So across the 50 on the pass play. That'd be a pickup of 21 through the air.
Get home safely. You should be home just in time.
3:15.
USC Trojans take care of the Utah Utes.
3:15 and counting. The PA guy announcing that USC and Utah playing tonight. He must be a USC fan. Also, we got Oregon State football coming up here soon as the handoff to number 36 for Roseburg. The back will carry it across the line only for a gain of 1. They'll put it down to the 47.
36. 2:40 left in the fourth quarter here.
Down under 3 minutes to play in this one. Running clock. Roseburg trailing 51-13. Coming up next week, Roseburg is back down to Spiegelberg Stadium to take on South Medford. Pulling in the snap. Kimball looking to pass on the right. Now will take off and run. Got held up in the pocket, but stays on his feet. Still trying to escape. He'll get pulled down at the 44-yard line. A pickup of 3 on the scramble by Kimball. And we're nearing 2 minutes to play in the contest. At the 44, it's third down for Roseburg. They've got about 6 yards to make up here.
With a minute 50 left in the game.
So Roseburg is at South Medford next week. For South Salem, they will be here at home against Sprague next week. Down to the final 2 games of the regular season after this for both these teams. Third down and 6, close to a minute and a half to play in the ball game. Kimball, snap, looking to his right. Nobody out there. He rolls to his right, looking for help. He'll throw it away, but he can't get it deep enough. And they'll call it an incomplete pass. He was outside the pocket, got it beyond the line of scrimmage. He didn't get it out of bounds. He did have a receiver in the vicinity, but a little bit further downfield. It was Jace Wilder it was intended for, but he had kind of run out of the distance of what Kimball was going to be able to get it to. It'll be 4th down and 6. Wilder limping a little bit. That's, again, not a great sign for Roseburg. He'll head to the sideline and take a seat and stretching out. It's been a hot one today, as we mentioned earlier. Kind of saw on the South Salem sideline here in front of us. Coaches trying to make sure guys are hydrating. It's definitely been a warm one and not what you would expect October 15th. On 4th down and 6, Roseburg going for it. 42 seconds to play. Go on the quick pass over the middle to Boston Williams, and he's got it. The senior moves the chains. So Williams will move the football down to the 32-yard line. That is a pickup of 12 through the air for Boston Williams. Williams has had a couple of big catches. He's got 49 yards through the air on 2 catches today. We're down to the final 10 seconds. Do they get one more play off here? 5 seconds to go. Kimball waiting in the pocket. 2 seconds, takes the snap. One last play, and it's going to be a sack for South Salem as Kimball goes down at the 35, and that will be the end of the ball game. End of the game. It is 51-13 as South Salem will improve to 6-1 on the year, and they will move into a tie with North Medford for second place in the conference standings behind Sheldon. It'll be South Salem and North Medford at 4-1 in conference play. Meanwhile, Roseburg will fall to 0-6 on the season and 0-5 in the South Central Football Conference. Final score again, 51-13. It is South Salem, a winner here at home in a road game tonight. We'll come back with our quick post-game show and wrap this one up for you. From South Salem High School, this is Roseburg Football on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Mountain Mike's, pizza the way it ought to be.
Working from a hot tin shed, Paul W. Klipsch, genius and maverick, designed and hand-built his first commercial loudspeaker with the intention of bringing live music right into your living room. Today, we still make them like we used to. By hand, with passion, with pride. Klipsch Heritage Loudspeakers.
Give Klipsch Heritage speakers a listen at Good Vibrations. Top of the Hill, Northeast Stevens in Roseburg.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Back here at South Salem High School to wrap up today's Saturday affair between Roseburg and South Salem, as the Saxons will come away with the victory to go to 6-1 on the season. Roseburg, a nice start. They got a big defensive play, turned it into points. A little bit of excitement and early going in a game. Roseburg hasn't had a lot of that, but today they started out with it. Unfortunately, things didn't keep going for the Tribe in today's contest. And so they come up on the wrong end of another one here today. A final score 51-13. Our score was 30-7 at halftime. At the end of the first quarter, it was 16-7. Roseburg actually scoring to make it 8-7 midway through that first quarter, but South Salem would get another score on the board and take the 16-7 lead into the second quarter. They would add two more touchdowns in the second quarter and have that 30-7 lead going into the break. In the second half, a couple of quick touchdowns early in the third quarter got us to the running clock. First was a 65-yard touchdown pass on the first play of the second half. A lot of these long touchdown passes that South Salem had were just little passes in the backfield. They were just little pitch passes forward in the backfield for South Salem, and that would lead to guys getting into kind of more like the running game, and they would break free for these long runs, use their speed to be able to get into the end zone. So a 65-yard touchdown pass to Teeny Tolley, and the kick made it 37-7. And then later on in that third quarter, it was another touchdown pass for Dashel Smith from 9 yards out to Zach Woostig, who finished with a few touchdowns today, made it 44-7, and the running clock was on. It was 44-7 after 3. Roseburg gets on the board on a 28-yard touchdown run by Nick Parrish in the fourth quarter, and Parrish would make it 44-13 at the time with that score. And then that would be the end of Roseburg scoring. Another touchdown on a one-play drive for South Salem. DJ James runs it in from 60 yards out, and that would be the final score of the game. Taking a look at individual statistics from today's ball game for the technical visiting team of the ball game. That is South Salem. Over 300 yards passing for Dashiell Smith. I got him down for 319. He throws 6 touchdown passes in the game. Teeny Tolly had 2 touchdown grabs, finished with 91 yards. Zach Woostig had 3 catches for 3 scores, 97 yards. Jackson Watson gets his first touchdown reception of the season. He ended up with 6 catches for 75, and that would be all the scoring grabs in this one. DJ James had 1 run for 60 yards for a score. South Salem had 2 designed running plays in this game. Everything else, they go to the passing game. On the other side, a big passing day for Jace Wilder. He attempts 16 passes in this game. That was the most of the season for him, and he was able to complete a majority of them. Finishes with 85 yards, though, is according to my tally there. That's a season high through the passing game for Jace Wilder. Leading the way receiving, Jordan White with 4 catches for 46 yards. And Boston Williams, 2 catches for 49. Also, Byron Irvin, a couple of catches for 24. Caden Eckel finishes the day, 13 carries, 38 yards, 1 touchdown run. And Nick Parrish, 3 carries, 25 yards, 1 touchdown on the day as well. And that is a look at some of the numbers from today.